Calvin. That's my guy, Garland. And we are actually recording this, so you won't see it live. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
I know.
sorry,
But we
people.
got 2 episodes of The Shy to talk about and 1 episode of P Valley. Got some other things going on. As you can see, I'm out on location. I got some things going on. Garland got some things going on. So we just got to get
Right.
through this. But we didn't want to leave you all another week without broadcast rather. So we're just going to go ahead and record this and discuss it in the comments, and we might pop in the comments and talk about it with you again. But before we go to any of that, what's going on, Garland? How you doing, sir?
Bro, just trying to get the sand out of my toes from vacation. I'm back almost your complexion, Calvin. I left light skinned it, and I came back a little not as light skinned it as I left. So
See,
had a good time, man. The beach is always good.
everybody want to be dark till it's time to be dark. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
hey man, let's get started so we get these people in and out
Yeah.
of here. We can get ourselves in and out of here.
Right. So we're gonna start with the shy, y'all, and so we're gonna go ahead to last week's episode and then catch up to this week because it's funny. Both episodes of the shy and the episode of P Valley kind of had a similar theme in terms of teen pregnancy, and so we're gonna kind of talk about both in both episodes. And so let's go ahead and just start with the bombshell. Frederica Douglass is preggers. I guess all of that alone time that her and Jake the Snake was spending all up in the bedrooms by themselves with no adult supervision and obviously no protection, kind of just meant a lot, and that's what eventually happens, y'all. When you're not protecting and no one's on birth control. You usually turn up pregnant, and so Frederica, she's going through the motions. Jake the Snake, he like, yeah, I'm going to take care. This is the funniest thing. It's always this, why not? I'll take care of you and I'll get 4 jobs. Boy, you supposed to be only 16, maybe 15 at the most. But in Shyland, he might be 30 and we might not even know it. And so, I'm like, hold up, Jake, first of all, I don't even know what school you at anymore. I forgot what grade you were in. And so now you ready to, and of course they tell daddy and daddy like, oh, well, it's up to me. It's TV. Yeah. I don't know of that reaction. Most people I know that they had an experience like that. It wasn't all of this wistful talking about, I can raise it. It was more so like, yo, how much money can you contribute?
Yeah, man. And first of all, Jake the Snake is a great nickname
Yes.
for that snake ass Jake. But yeah, man. So first of all, did he think that maybe his basketball career would help take care of the baby because he can't play basketball?
Right.
Um, don't quite know how he figured he was ready for this.
Calvin, I don't know.
He lives with his brother. His
Right.
mother is back in rehab,
Right.
well, a home rather. His home life isn't stable. He don't have a job. Like, I can get 3 jobs, sir. You can't get you.
So you're
I
not doing
don't
anything right
understand.
now.
Exactly. I don't understand what he was thinking. And I'm with you on the father. This is definitely Shyland because he's just going to be like, oh, well, you're not going to be able to keep it. What do you mean you're not going to be able to? What I would have heard is you're not keeping this. And
Right.
then Jay going to jump in and be like, well, sir, if I could say, first of all, I don't even want to hear from you. Why are
Why?
you in
Why
my
are you
house
here? Yeah.
anyway?
Yeah. Why are you here? That's what I want to know. Why are you
I,
sitting in front of my face?
I would have needed some time to get myself together before him coming in. Like it's just ridiculous. Yeah, I don't understand. I just don't. I don't get it. I
Yeah.
don't get this
I don't.
show. I don't get that Jake Frederica dynamic. And this is a shame we keep
Right.
calling her Frederica Douglas. She don't even have the bush anymore. She
Right.
don't even
You
have
know.
the parted bush. We should have called her Arnold because she had the parted joint like Arnold from Different Strokes. She should. And every
You know
time she
what?
says
But
something,
every time I
we could have
see
been
her, I
like,
just see her with the bush.
what you talking about, Jake? What you talking about, Jake?"
Yo, every time I see her, I just see her with the bush. I do not see her any other way. I like her hairstyle this season and all. It's nice and cute and all. And she's a cutie, but and a great actress. It's just every time I see that character, I just see her with the bush. And
Yeah, I don't, yeah.
so this whole thing of Jake, I'm going to take care of it, and let's talk it out and all this stuff. It's my body. First, it always starts off with, it's my body. I make the decision. And then it goes through this deep thought. Oh, well, is it right? What should I really do? And God.
And she told him, yeah, it's my body, it's my, and he all like, so I don't get an opinion. You get an opinion, but it is her body. But how he gonna go to Kevin and then be like,
Right.
You jealous? First of all, if I was Kevin and he told me he got her pregnant, I'd have straight been like, ah, that's what you get.
Calvin, I would have been like,
That's what you get. You listen.
I
You
dodged the
want to steal
bullet.
my girl? That's what you get, son. What you come in telling me for? Don't come crying on my shoulder. I mean, so
Bro, I would have been like, whoa, like in the Matrix, like I dodged the bullet on this one, son. That's for
exactly.
you.
I'd have I'd have been laughing at him. I'd have been clowning. I'd have called, yo, Papa, guess what? Jake the Snake is about to have a little
Yeah, daddy.
snakeling.
We're about to be godfathers.
I would have been clowning him. I'd have been like, Shh, damn it, damn glad it ain't me.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, how you gonna come and talk to? I don't want to talk to you about you. It was just 5 episodes ago. Y'all was tonguing on the back steps at the hotel,
Exactly.
and now you want me to be all the sympathetic ear?
I'm about to go cosplay with my moon lover, my
Right.
my moon child.
Like, yo, that's on you. I hope you figure it out.
Good luck with that.
Good luck
Good
with
luck
that
with
one,
that.
son. So, yo, help me pick out this costume.
Exactly. And first of all,
Yeah.
when did he become a fashion designer? Because the clothes he wears are awful anyway. So I don't even know. If I was Kevin, I'd
Yeah.
be like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'll swing by
Like you
Marshalls or
gonna give me
something.
what? No, I'm straight. I'm straight. I'm
I'm
straight.
good.
Yo, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'll wear my bonus dad's clothes. I won't wear these. I'll figure it out that way. Now,
His
Dre,
stepfather
I'm
do
sorry.
have some gear though. Yeah, his
Yeah,
stepfather do have some gear. She,
he be like she be like wife beaters a lot and stuff like that. Anyway, all right. So our man Victor, it just even sounds funny saying it. Victor is on the circuit, trying to get voters to vote for him to get the city council. He's trying to clean up his image. He's got his beard, the young lady that's kind of like posing like supposed to be his woman and whatnot. And while he's at one of the events, meeting some of the prospective voters and supporters for his campaign, he meets a reporter named Fatima. I think she's a reporter. Oh, she does something. Calvin, the way that the Shy, why does the Shy always do this to us? Introduce new characters halfway through the season. Like, who? Now they're going to be love. He ain't had no love. Anyway, all right. So he meets Fatima, and him and Fatima got a little, little chemistry. As a matter of fact, the chemistry is so strong. Rashad sees it, and he's like, "Hey, man, you need to get yourself together because you about to blow your cover." But of course, when you think with little man instead of big man, little head instead of big head, you like Richard Pryor said, make all your major decisions before little man get hard. And obviously, Victor or Trig, whoever he is right now, is making decisions with Lil Man. And so him and Lil Man, they hooking up with Fatima. And at first, I was getting this vibe that maybe Fatima was trans. Cause she was like, yeah, when the last time you've been with a
yeah.
cis? Yeah, when
Oh,
she said when you've been with a cis woman, I was getting the vibe that Fatima was trans. I mean, what do you think about this whole thing?
yeah. Fatima is trans. I seen that from the
Okay,
break.
all
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you, thank you,
Fatina's
thank you.
trans. Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
all right. My trans
Vic- Victor got a
detector was
tight.
on. Victor got a
Victor got a
type.
type. He changed his name, but he ain't changed his preference.
Oh man,
he's,
come on now.
he's he's still checking off the same box when that question comes.
Let's see. Adam's apple, check. Thick hands, check.
Yeah, yeah. Victor definitely has a type.
Large feet, check. Victor, he's putting it down. So like, oh wow, Victor. But yeah, she
I
was like,
just.
yeah, and I had to get on my words because we're using new words now, like cisgendered and making sure your pronouns are straight, he
Mhm,
and her, whatever. I'm learning and all, and so I'm trying to be as supportive and appropriate as I can. And so,
mhm.
what do you think about this storyline? Victor, he's putting it on the line to get with another trans woman.
Yeah, it's another weird storyline, and it's not weird because of his attraction to the transgender. It's weird because everyone in the neighborhood knows one another, and they all knew he was with Amani. So now you all of a sudden with the woman to try to hold up. Who are you fooling? Like we already know, sir.
Right,
Like I just don't. I don't. And that they're trying to do that, play that whole he needs to be accepted because only straight men are accepted. He was already accepted on the show as a man that likes transgender women. Like I don't
right,
understand why they trying to change it up all of a sudden. The only person that ever gave him a little bit of grief with it was Shard, but then he got over that quick. Like no one ever really gave him any problems with that. So I don't. If we remember, he went into a gay bar with Imani, and like it's just I don't understand. It's so weird. They're trying to. They act like they're
yeah,
trying to hide it, but they're everyone in the neighborhood knows one another, so they already know. What do you? If anything, they'd be like, "So now you like straight women? Like this is
right,
different." So
right.
I don't get it.
I'm trying to figure it out because is it the thing that Trig does not identify as gay? I mean, I don't know because the character
He
he's
doesn't.
never yeah, he doesn't
Yeah, he
identify.
does. He said that, and when they went to the bar, if you remember, they went to the bar, and
Right,
Amani came out with him, and he was like, "But I'm not gay," you know. So he does not identify as being gay. He thinks of them as women, which is fine. Like no one has an issue with that. I just don't understand that whole storyline where they're trying to hide it because they think people won't accept it, and people have already accepted
right.
him. It's
Yeah, he
weird.
was already in the street killing people as a gay man. So he's the shy's Omar. And so I mean, what did you want? I mean, he was
Exactly.
already a gangster, and they all knew that he was with a trans woman then, and nobody was like, "Yo, what you doing?" What they was not using any derogatory language towards him
Exactly.
in terms of his sexual choice. And so, yeah, that's just it's a little weird. I feel like this storyline and maybe maybe it's leaning away to also her choice as well. She's in the same gender loving relationship. That's something new I learned. um she has to have that type of character, I guess, on the show in terms of an expression of that. And so I guess this is the expression with Trig, and now Trig is with another trans woman. So
Yeah, but see, and it's for me, it's not even the characters, it's the storyline. Like the storyline just makes no sense. I don't understand. And on top of that, it's not like he's running for mayor. He's running for like what?
city council.
City council or something? Like I don't
Yeah,
so
I don't get
weird.
it.
So weird.
I don't get it. It's another one of them four stories, and now we're gonna have to deal with him and this relationship, and possibly quote unquote being exposed. And so we see what happens with Victor Trigg and his new woman Fatima. Now, Papa, I'm still trying to figure out why is Papa still on the show, but Papa he bonds with Bakari. And now, first of all, I've already got a pet peeve about Bakari because Bakari is the person that killed Ronnie, right? Yeah. And so Bakari is still walking around Chicago. He comes in to rob Smokies. with about 20 people sitting in there playing Pac-Man, eating ribs, eating cornbread, and going to talk about give up the money in Chicago.
I, yeah, why
But
isn't
he's
he in
still
jail?
walking around. Yeah, that's Calvin. He's still walking around like, hey, and now him and Papa boys, they smoking blunts together and all that stuff. And Rashad's trying to find him a job. He intervened and talked to him. Yeah, you didn't get off the street. But is anyone ever going to call the police and say, this is the man that killed Ronnie in front of all these people in the alley? This is the guy that, and then you're gonna get Emmett to give him some ribs. What?
That's you made Emmett give him some food. Now here's the thing. So I know they're policing their own. They don't need the police anymore. So that's how you police people. He killed someone. He assaulted Jake. He assaulted Trig's car, his vehicle, and now he tried to rob Smokey's. So your punishment is to give him food?
Give him
I
food
don't.
and room, and give him a room to stay.
Yeah, I don't. Again, another storyline that's just way
Yeah,
off the rail. Why? I don't even know why the boy is on there. If he's not reforming, why is he on the show?
right. He's still out here robbing and shooting people, and I guess they need something for Papa to do because Papa he not with Maisha anymore. They're not showing him doing the little podcast that he had last season. It's like Papa is just a floater. Papa just shows up somewhere every now and again. They're doing the same thing with Kevin. Yeah, they're giving Kevin to the cosplay girl, but the storyline is mad weak. It's like what? Anyway, and
And the
so
kids were the best thing about the show.
exactly that was the foundation of the show. It was about the kids. Kevin, he sees Ronnie murder was a cootie, and
Cookie,
yep,
Cookie,
Cookie, and the whole thing around that, and these kids growing up, and the shy, and them bonding and growing together, and Papa is just like he's an afterthought. Where's his father? His father didn't go to jail for taking the kickbacks for the election. So where's Daddy? Where's his family? He out here smoking blunts. He was a church boy. Now he yeah. It's just like a it's like a character stretch. It's just it's like why even have this story? Just have Papa stay. Is he still working at Smokies? Just because he was like assistant manager at Smokies at one point. Emmett was leaving the store to Papa to run. So I never see Papa in Smokies no more. I just see Papa pop up like, "Hey, everybody, let me say something dumb," and y'all
and
ignore
that's
me.
exactly all he's doing is
That's
saying
all
dumb
he just
stuff.
saying dumb
Just saying
stuff.
dumb stuff.
Yeah, so it's like, oh boy, yeah, I don't get that storyline, but yeah, this Bakari and the whole thing, and as a Ronnie fan, everybody out there knows I'm a Ronnie fan. As a Ronnie fan, and I wish I had my Ronnie mustache. I'll have it next time. As a Ronnie fan, I'm hurt by this. I'm hurt by this, Lena Waithe, that you would have the killer of Ronnie just walking around, just like, hey, everybody, high fiving me. Come on. All right. I just it just hurts me to my soul. And you know what else hurts me to my soul, Calvin? Jada and Darnell. Now, okay, Darnell appears that he has turned the corner. He's turned in his whole card. He's joined the F Boy Hall of Fame along with the other characters that we love. His son, who was F Boy for at least the first 4 seasons of the show, and our man Lawrence from Insecure, who just got married the other week, and black people have lost their mind because he married a white woman. Oh my God, I just can't believe it. He plays a character on the show, y'all. Anyway, all right, not to talk about Jay Ellis. And so, um, this Jada and Darnell love it. They're going out on dates. He telling her don't get dessert because you gonna be my dessert and all this. Y'all hope y'all got brown liquor up in here. Boy, but Darnell, I mean, he seems sincere. He and Jada appears to be in love. Although for the first 3 or 4 seasons she hated Darnell. Um, make it make sense.
So I'm disappointed. Well, not this week's episode because it didn't show much of him. I
Right.
like Darnell being the jerk, the ass that he is.
Right.
I don't want to see the soft Darnell. I don't want to see the Darnell in love with the frosty tips. I don't want to see the Darnell taking her out. I don't want to
Frosty.
see none of that. I don't want to see none of that. I want to see the Bluetooth wearing,
Right.
womanizing,
What you say now?
line
What you say now?
cracking.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's
That's what I want to see.
that's what I want to
They
see.
don't need to change Donnell. Stop making him soft. Jada can
Right.
find another man. Stop making Donnell soft. I don't like it.
Right.
And where's
They
Dom
didn't.
at? I guess Lala ain't coming back this season. I
Dom
guess she
gone.
ain't coming
I
back.
guess he done kicked Dom to the curb. He's all into Jada now. Yeah, Dom just went into the ether, just like every other character on the show. They just disappeared. But
Must have.
she'll come back if they shoot Donnell before the end of the season. It'll be Dom. I bet you she'll just show up,
She'll be back.
like Coogie's mother showed up and shot the man. Dom will be back to shoot or poison Darnell. And now the big thing that has kind of been like the theme that's been running through this season is the relationship between Keisha and Emmett. And so, they're spending more time together. It started with the phony Christmas episode. And they've been together ever since, spending time with the kids, and Emmett, he's trying to, stay celibate, listening to some type of Kevin Samuels type person that D-Ray is playing on the show. And, what a waste of D-Ray and his comedic talents to just have him as some guy yelling on a cell phone. But nonetheless, I have to say, I think the little chemistry between the actors is nice. It's believable because they were in a relationship. That's how the show started off in the first season. They were in a relationship. Emmett was he was selling sneakers then. And he was a sneaker hustler, and he was running out the house trying to avoid her mother and all those other things. And so it's nice to see it come full circle in terms of their relationship, getting back together. And he decides he's going to have the boys over for a card night, and she turns into Betty Crocker, and she cooks up this meal, Calvin, in about 5 minutes. I know old boy wasn't in the shower for 2 hours because everything that she cooked looked like she did some bacon, cooked. She hooked it up. She was in there cutting up parsley and basil.
It was like Thanksgiving in that thing.
Yeah,
Hey man,
I thought it was
I'm with
soul
you.
food.
I'm, Hey, but I'm with you, man. It's funny how the tables have turned
Yeah,
because, like you said, back then we didn't care about Emmett and we hated him. Emmett was outside her door with his trash bag and she looking out the window. He trying to find a place to stay. It's
right.
good to see them back. I'm actually interested in their storyline. I'm interested in how Tiff is going to work into it when she finds out. But yeah, man, she cooked it up, and even the OGs saw it. They was like, "All right, what Donnell say?" He told Donnell, "Be careful." Donnell was like, "You be careful." Like they do, because
Right,
all the guys needed, like Emmett said, all they needed was Smokies. But nah, here she come. I'm gonna cook up a
right,
home cooked meal. They ain't need no home cooked meal for no cards. Who go over anybody's house and get a home cooked meal for cards?
right. When did she learn how to cook? When she was being held captive by the weirdo? Because I ain't never
Well,
seen her cook before.
and clearly her mama ain't teaching because her mama don't mama at all. She is the
Right.
non-mamaest mommy I've ever seen.
The non-parented. This is like Charlie Brown, where you don't see the parents. You never see the parents. Only parent you see is Dre, bonus daddy. That's the only parent you see.
Yeah, maybe her stepfather taught her how to cook. I mean, he could have, he could have, he could have taught her. Dre could have been like, Keisha, let me show you how to cook. I ain't all,
Keisha,
I
no.
ain't always been your stepfather.
Right. No, you
I,
gotta
I
chop the
used to,
parsley. This is how you do it.
exactly. I used to
They
be your
want
mother
fresh
girl,
basil.
right? I used to be
Right.
your mother home girl, like but I had I had one of them easy bake ovens when we were growing up, but no, I don't do that no more. I'm your stepfather. Don't
Right.
forget it.
And that killed me because Dre, she texting my boy Kevin talking about, yeah, where you at? Yo, stop it. Y'all don't. nobody ever cares where Kevin is at. Kevin's out here smoking blunts, dressing in costumes. He's been doing all types of craziness for the last 2 seasons. Now you gonna text him talking about tell me next time? What? I looked at the phone like, shut off. Like, get out of here, miss. Or whatever. Get out of here with
Mister,
your pronoun.
Mister.
Get out of here. Whatever you want you, he, she, whatever you choose. Get out of here. Because you playing games. Anyway, and so uh and I'm trying to think, is anything else? We covered most of it, but yeah, this
Yeah,
I want to
one
see what
more.
happens with Keisha and Darnell, not Keisha and Darnell, Keisha and Emmett, because now they got to tell Tiff, and so that
Well,
looks like that's
one
going to
more.
be the next episode of them talking to Tiff about their in a relationship.
Well, one more thing about the shit. I mean the shot. One more thing. So they are literally forming a task force
Oh, I
to
forgot about
stop
that.
package stealing. I don't understand. So if you're the city
Why?
councilman, all you had to do was say, well, why don't we just get more Amazon lockers or something? They
Right.
literally are forming a task force to stop a package stealing ring. If that ain't the leastest crime of crimes in Chicago, I don't understand. And then they made a whole big deal of it. They broke in the little warehouse and I'm the boogeyman, son. Who cares? And you gonna tell me that old man gonna choke that young boy out, and Otis
Right.
Perry old ass gonna hold that little gun up to them two? First of all, I thought Candy was the worst on there. That whole storyline is awful. I have I'm literally looking at this like, so we have literally, they were having a package stealing summit. A package stealing summit. They literally had that to address the package stealing, cuz that's what the people are most concerned about. Package stealing.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's yeah. I just, like I said, I wanna like the Shy. I do, I really do, but they're just giving us too much nonsense. That this again, the storylines are just so thin. That's the thing. It's like it's no meat. It's no development in this. What's the? I ain't trying to sound deep. Like what's the motivation and all that stuff. But
But no, you're right.
why,
It's
why
like their
should we buy
storylines are
into these
rushed.
stories? Yeah, they're rushed. Why should we
Exactly.
buy into this storyline of these packages now? How come you didn't do it at the beginning of the season? What's the whole thing about the packages? Who cares
They
about the
know Ronnie's
packages?
still Ronnie Killer's still out there, right? Ronnie's Killer is
No,
literally
no,
still out
they've
there, right?
forgotten about Ronnie's killer.
The
They've
guy, the
forgotten
guy,
about the
the guy that assaulted Frederica's daddy is still out there. They know that, right?
yeah. He's just walking around
They,
with guns, grabbing guns from people, and walking around dressed like he in GQ, beating people up in warehouses.
all of them are still out there, but the biggest thing they got to deal with is
Is
the
yeah,
package
it's
stealing.
packages. Yeah, yeah, people coming up and stealing packages.
I don't get it. I don't get it at all. It's
Hey, all things black family. Please in the comments make it make sense to us because I don't get it. I don't get it. I can't get back this time in life, and so hopefully I can send Lena a bill for time spent because yeah, I how many more episodes is left for this season?
I want to say it's going to be. I think that was episode 6,
Yeah.
maybe 4 more. I think
Okay.
it was 6.
So we at least got to go to at least mid August with this. Okay.
Ridiculous.
Thank you, Lena. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so let's go to the real good show now. Down in the valley where the girls get naked.
1, 2,
Yeah.
break them. 3, 4,
Three,
break them.
four, break them. Yes. Now, I love this episode because really my favorite character on here, Mercedes, was one of the, her storyline. We got a little bit of Mercedes' backstory, just a little, because as we left off, because they took an NFL bye week last week, and maybe they knew that I was on vacation, so they say, hey, we're gonna hold the episode, wait for Garland to get back, and
Told you
so
that's what Uncle Cliff said.
that's what Uncle Cliff said. And so Tarika, before the bye week, she revealed to Mercedes that she was pregnant, and so she's going through addressing this with Tarika. But I want to start with the storyline that I have to say P Valley is pushing me out of my comfort zone of what I watch. This Clifford and Lil Murder storyline, and Uncle Clifford kind of blew Lil Murder back out the other night. Had the big old tube of KY, and yeah, man, I just.
he,
Look, I was like, does he have a tube of Crest? What is that in his hand?
bruh, Clifford, Clifford was all up in little homo side. He was all up.
He was in his sides, all right.
Yo,
I was like,
There's some memes circling around that they got him pregnant and everything. They got him with his stomach. Guy has me crying.
I hope Uncle Clifford pulled out at least or something. I don't know, cause
Hey man, real quick side note, and we talked about this during one of our music battles. Real quick side note. So they mentioned Cisco, shout out Baltimore, shout out Drew Hill, and they
mm-hmm.
mentioned Cisco and they sang the thong song. I absolutely hate the thong song. I cannot stand the
It is
thong
the
song.
cheesiest song ever.
I
Yeah, it is.
I dump guys like all night long. I hate
She
I
had dumps,
abs.
dumps, dumps, dumps. Thighs like
Oh.
them. Make me say it again.
And he literally said the whole line again. I
That's
hate
why he
that.
said, "Let me say it again."
And Drew Hill is probably one of my top two groups of all time for
Did you
me.
used to see them down at the Fudgery when
At
you
the
were?
Fudgery, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I actually
Okay.
recently just went to see them perform when CIAA
Oh
was there. I
yeah,
went to see them perform. So,
that's right.
but yeah, I hate that. I hate that song. Anyway, enough about that song.
Yeah, well, Uncle Clifford blew Murder's back out last night, and so Uncle Clifford, he's trying to deal with his grandmother. I don't know if it's dementia or COVID. She's going through something, but she just ain't right. She run out the house, try to
Well,
jump up in the lake.
she did, but the opening was strictly for you. You seen how they gave her her flowers at the beginning of the episode. She was because we know how much you hate Loretta Devine, and she had to show you, Garland, that Loretta Devine is a legend, legend.
Just like you hate thong song.
Yeah, but there's a reason to hate Thong Song. There's
I can
no
do
reason.
I can do without Loretta Devine.
Loretta Devine. First of all, Loretta Devine can sing and she delivering lines. How about Loretta Devine say, "You keep cooking like that, you gonna make a bitch love you." He was like, "Oh, come on, you making a nigga feel not this bitch, not this old bitch." Yo, come on, Loretta Devine is delivering the lines, son. She's great in the show. You hating, you
she's
hating.
she's she's one of the best overacting actors we have, and I'm not mad at her. I'm not mad at
How
her. I
is
mean,
she?
she
How
sassy
is she?
black
Oh,
woman. That's I mean,
in a
and
show in
I
a
know she could sing. I mean, because I saw her in Dreamgirls. She was in the original.
she's the original. She's an
She was in the
original
original. I
Broadway.
think she was
She's
the
the
original
original.
Laurel, and so yeah, she was in Dreamgirls, and
How are you saying she's overacting on a show that has
the
Uncle
character,
Clifford and
right?
she's overacting? Come on,
She's
son.
beating Uncle Clifford out.
No,
This character Loretta Devine is playing. She's played this character in every Tyler Perry movie she's been in. When she was on the Gerard Carmichael show, just about everything she's ever been in. This is the same character. They
no
just changed the
Loretta Devine,
name.
no Loretta Devine slander around here. Shout out to Loretta G. She an OG.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, and so we see, even a little backstory about the Pink, and how Cliff is talking about, this passed down from his great great granddaddy, and that Haley, she has a plan, and Cliff is just not patient enough to see it. But Clifford has other things. He needs to take care of Little Murder, and he needs to look after his grandmother. We didn't see any Whisper or Roulette this episode or anyone like that, but we did see Mississippi. Mississippi is still being held. We basically said she's being held captive by
Yeah.
her husband, and she's just basically walking around as a abused woman. And so that storyline, and it looks like Haley might try to bail her out, because Haley was in an abusive relationship as well. Because remember, last season, started the season, she was fleeing from her boyfriend, trying to escape, and took the money and ran. And so the advice that she was giving her to take over her life, and gave her the burner cell phone, at least so she can have something different that can't be tracked by the husband and all. And so I just find these, those two storylines. I want to see where they go with Mississippi. She's not dancing, and she seemed like she was the income earner in the house. Excuse me. And so I'm not, sure if that's going to keep on lasting, that she's, being kept on the shelf basically. And Uncle Clifford, Uncle Clifford wants to get the club back. He wants to get things rolling. And so we'll see what's going to happen with Roulette. I guess, the club was closed because they had to do the upgrades and everything. And so that's why, there's no Roulette or Whisper spinning from the ceiling.
Yeah, man. And actually, you mentioned in Mississippi. So Mississippi getting that advice. She's getting the telephone. So it seems like the character that I hate the most is going to be her lifeline, and get her
Mm-hmm.
out that whole situation. She gave her that little story, and it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of a stretch on the story, but still good.
Go
I
ahead.
like her. And back to little calculator, because Clifford was just calling them all kinds of names. That's Clifford's boo, man. But I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something about Lil Murder. Lil Murder is a
Mm-hmm.
hoe. He's a hoe, son.
Little
Lil
Murder, a
Murder,
top and bottom,
Murder
yo.
is
Little Murder just he everything.
Lil Murder is getting all of the action in these shows, son. Lil Murder is a hoe. He go from one to another and cry on both of their shoulders. He go
Right. How
Lil
you gonna
Murder.
be up
Oh,
at the game? I represent Trey Deuce and all this, and you have bent over and bent back. What? What are you talking about? You didn't bent over Teak, and then you didn't had your ankles put behind your head, behind your ears by Clifford.
okay. Yeah. I said, okay, get over his face. Cliff was there. He was
I'm like, oh, it hurt me. I was like, oh,
I was like, sir.
sir, Clifford, take it easy. Like, whoa.
Hey man, but hey, you know what? And he got love. You know what I mean? I'm rooting for him and Clifford. I'm rooting for him, man.
Yeah, just like you rooting for Loretta Devine. And so let's close on our girl Mercedes. Now, this storyline with Mercedes and Tarika, and Mercedes was flashing back to her relationship with her demon mother. Her mother was just abusive. She was abused as a child growing up, and her trying to be a better mother to Tarika, and really trying to set uh, the responsibility back on her. Again, this is just like the storyline that we saw in the Shy the last two episodes. Young girl's pregnant, teenage pregnancy. What do I do? You go through these emotions of, I want to keep it. And it seems like both episodes had the same thing. The boys wanted to keep it,
Hmm.
the girls were unsure, but they were saying it was their body. And then, them going through, well, what do I do? What decision did I make? And then also Mercedes having to deal with, not being able to be there to raise Tarika, and to have to give that up. Uh, and Mercedes, she's a terrible business person, because every time she's, well, at least these two seasons, every time she's tried to make a money move, or what she thinks is a money move to get Tarika, yeah, her mother took her money, and then Coach and old girl then reneged on the contract, and so it's ironic how they did not go back to that storyline this week, but we'll let them slide on that. But
I think
what
that
do you think about
storyline is
this?
over. Yeah, I think that
You think
storyline is over. Coach, yeah, he
Coach
took his
owed her
money.
40 stacks?
I mean, maybe she'll shoot him or something, but she ain't gonna rob him. She need to go to the shy and get that dude to help her go rob him. I
Right,
mean,
the boogeyman. But
you
yeah,
now you mentioned the parallels between the Shy and P Valley with the teen pregnancy, but if you notice in the
hmm
Shy, she wasn't getting any advice but from her little home girl, and it really
right.
wasn't. And she didn't even seek out any advice. In P
Yeah, she was
Valley,
getting Maisha was giving her advice. hmm
Mercedes was giving her great advice and letting her make her own decision, just presenting her with the facts.
Right,
Just
right.
crazy.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And so I and her making that final decision of, okay, yeah, I'm not ready to take care of it. And so we're seeing both sides in both series. On the shy side, it looks like Frederica is going to go ahead and maybe keep the baby, but in the P Valley, in the Valley, it looks like Tarika decided maybe I'm not ready yet, and so
yeah, I
we'll see
think
how that plays out.
she did go to back to I forgot the name of the town she went to, but she did get the
Jackson.
abortion because remember she was holding her
hmm
stomach at the end of the episode.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Jackson. I've been to Jackson, Mississippi, once for work related things several years ago. Nice little small town, and that's where Dion is coaching, and that's where Sweetness went to college, Jackson State. And so yeah,
Ah,
good episode. You didn't know that?
I did.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
did.
okay. Yeah, yeah. That's where Walter Payton. And so, yeah, great episode again, P Valley. We're gonna see what happens next week. The casino is still up in the air. What's going to happen with that? It looks like Clifford is ready to have the reopening of the Pink, and see what Haley's holding out for 10 million, and so we see what Haley does to get the money. And looks like Whisper and Rouletta returning back from maybe they were out touring and dancing and all, and so we see what happens with them when they come back.
Yeah, man, can't wait.
Can't wait. Can't wait. Hopefully,
Hey, man,
Loretta
you got
Devine is on break this season.
we
I
see
mean,
see.
this episode.
You got any closing thoughts for the folks?
Yeah, man. My closing thought is that you know we just had a great election season. People, you got out and you voted, you turned out, and now it's time to take that energy to the general election. Okay, we did what we needed to do for the primary. Now we got to do what we got to do for the general. But one of the things that really got me, Calvin, when I was on vacation, um, one night we got back to the room relatively early, and the January 6th hearings was on, and I was
Hmm.
like, whoever planned this was a genius. It's no sports were going on. It's the summer. It's only replacement shows on. So really, it was like a free TV night. No ESPYS. It wasn't competing with anything, and so it had your captive attention. And hopefully, people are watching it. Hopefully, you're getting this information. Are we going to see people go to jail? Probably not, because history has shown that usually white people with means in the political arena, they don't always go to jail. Even the Watergate people, they did a couple years, but they didn't do what they really should have done in terms of time. And so I don't know if it's going to lead up to Donald Trump being placed in jail for trying to overthrow the election. But I do know that this does, it adds further weight to the fact that this man was very dangerous for the country and that there were others. I think that's the thing I don't want people to miss. You have to realize, I don't think Trump was that smart. I think it was the people behind him, the interests that were behind him, that were driving what's happening. They packed the court to make it very conservative. They started rolling back these protections, and it's for an agenda that they just used Trump to do it with. And so, if you haven't watched, they won't be back on probably until September. But you can always go back and pull it up online. But you know, let's stay politically active. Let's watch who's supporting these things and doing these things, and let's vote. Let's our vote counts.
Yeah, you're absolutely right with Trump. No man stands alone, so he's been able right
Mm-hmm.
along the way for any and everything that's been going on, and still being enabled now with these, of course, Trumpers and all. So we'll
Yeah,
definitely see what happens. My thought also is really quick, and it kind of has to do with us. Support your people, everybody. Support people that you care about. Support your friends. There are plenty of people out here with small businesses. Support them if you can. I mean, obviously, if they're selling weight loss products and you don't need to lose weight, then you don't need to buy that. But if it's something that
right.
you can support them with, sometimes support is just showing up. Sometimes support is just advertising them on social media. Just any way you can support your people, support them because they'll support you. We're all out here just trying to make it, trying to give a little back, trying to gain a little in, trying to get a little edge here where we can. So just support people. And it's always appreciated. It's greatly appreciated, any kind of support that anyone can get. And just because you're doing something doesn't mean that you can't support other people. So
True.
sometimes you can cross promote, sometimes you can collaborate. But just get out here and support people in
Mm-hmm.
their efforts, and don't stop supporting them. Continue to big them up because it's not easy out here. A lot of people that start businesses from the ground up, they struggle. They struggle to get people. And the last thing they need is the people that they want to depend on to not support them. It doesn't feel
Definitely.
good to have to get outside people to support you. So just
Mm-hmm.
support your people. And that is my only thought. But, me and Garland got things to do. We can't keep messing around with y'all. That's why we got this recording going on. But make sure y'all definitely make some comments. We'll reply to the comments. Join us this weekend. We will have the All Things Black Presents Fanboys. We will do the
We
sports
back.
podcast. And we will be back next Monday live and in person to discuss the next episode of P Valley and the Shy. Until then, this is All Things Black with Garland and Calvin. I'm Calvin. That's my guy, Garland. And we'll talk to you all later. All right, Garland.
Peace.
Later,
All right,
man.